You're listening to the Icandemy Podcast, the podcast for people who can but don't know how. This is where you get actionable steps to turn vague dreams into blissful realities. And I'm your host, Omoshola Victoria Wolabi. So let's get started. Do you ever think to yourself, I want to be able to impact lives, leave an imprint in this world, but you feel isolated, stuck, unclear on how to show up or get started? If you've answered yes to this question, I want to extend a very special invitation to you to join us on our upcoming workshop, the Courageous Confidence Workshop. This workshop is live, where we get to work together on that call so that you can crack the confidence code, awaken your inner giant, show up authentically, and attract your tribe. Head on over to offers.icandemy.org/courageous. Again, it's offers.icandemy.org/courageous. You'll find the links in the show notes below. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Icandemy Podcast. Oh my goodness, this feels so brand new. I've been away for a while. I was on holiday with my family. So grateful to God for a time of rest, for a time well spent. How have you guys been? How was your week, your month? What have you been up to? Let me know by heading on over to www.icandemy.org. Leave me a voice note. I want to hear from you. I love hearing from you. So don't be a stranger, okay? I do not like talking to myself, right? I really want to believe there's somebody else on the other end of this who enjoys talking to me too. So let me know. Head on over to www.icandemy.org and leave me a voice note. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you, right? And if that's not your jam, that's okay. You can send me an email as well to hello@icandemy.org. hello@icandemy.org. Fantastic. Let me know how you've been. Like I said, I've been on vacation and with my family, and while I was away, enjoying that time of rest, away from social media, away from work, I just got thinking. As the more I moved around, the more I saw people, the more I took inventory of my life and how far I've come. Once upon a time, going on vacations like this was a dream, like a big deal. And I cannot believe that right now it's just a norm, like it's normal to go on vacation with my family. And when I sat back to think about, my journey so far, I thought on this episode, as I come back, I really want to share with you the golden key of opportunity. Because when I look back into my life, I could see very clearly that there were some opportunities that came my way that I could recognize. And not only recognize, I had the keys to take advantage of them. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you on this episode. And if you have not listened to the previous episodes, please make sure that you go back and listen to that, because on the last episode, we talked about recognizing opportunity. How do you recognize an opportunity and take advantage of it, right? You need to listen to that one first so that this one makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, let's go. Now, on today's episode, I want to share with you the golden key of opportunity. What is the golden key of opportunity? Did you know that opportunity can be created and recreated over and over again? I know. I've just thrown a spanner in the works for a lot of you, right? Because there's a lot of people who believe in the saying, opportunity comes but once. But dare I say, that is a myth that I'm about to dispel today, okay? Opportunity does not only come but once. Because if we believe that opportunity comes but once, what we're basically doing, we're implying that opportunity only happens once in our lifetime, right? This is a myth that must be dispelled, because when we believe this, we live a life of despair and regret over our last failures, right? It is absolutely crucial that we dispel this myth. Opportunity does not come but once. several opportunities come our way in the course of a lifetime. Now, we may not recognize them or we may not have the keys to take advantage of them, right? But that's why you're here today. And that's why you're listening to this right now. Because you are about to get the keys to the kingdom. Before we move on, I like to drop you a major nugget. I like this nuggets in between. It says, if you have made mistakes, even serious ones, I want you to know that there's always another chance. Failure is not falling down, but staying down. And this major nugget is from a lady called Mary Pickford. Mary Pickford is giving us a nugget here to say, look, hey girl, hey guy, if you've made a mistake, even a serious mistake, there's always another chance. You see that this nugget already dispels the myth that opportunity comes with once? Nuh-uh. Because failure is not falling down. We all will fall down at some point. Heck, when you were learning to walk as a baby, right? There were times, many times you fell down. But the only time we would have deemed you a failure was if you never got up. How do I know you got up? Because you're now walking on your 2 feet well. You don't even think about it. You just get up and go, right? So failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down. And I love this quote by Henry Ford. He says, failure is the opportunity, see the word there, to begin again more intelligently. Because now you know what not to do, right? You know what not to do. So the golden key that I want to leave with you is that opportunity can be created and recreated. We don't have to sit down waiting for opportunity to pass by. We can actually create opportunities. And if we create opportunities and fail, falling down, we can create it again. We can recreate it because failure, or what we call failure, is the opportunity to begin again, but this time more intelligently. Now, let's get to the juicy part of this. I'm excited. How do we create opportunity? Creating opportunity is the ability to project present problems into future solutions. What do I mean by that? How do you create an opportunity? You see that, okay, for example, I know you have a myriad of problems. There are things right now that irritate you that you would love to change, right? Now, when we project this present problem by thinking, how would it look like if this kettle didn't have to boil for so long? For example, right? Right? I hate watching the kettle boil when I'm trying to make tea or coffee. And I was like, I know it only takes a couple of seconds, but boy, it feels like a whole lifetime sometimes when I'm waiting for the water to boil. And sometimes I think to myself, what if we didn't have to wait for so long? What if we could reach boiling point in like 0.0000000 seconds, right? Just a thought, right? That is what we mean, but that's what I mean by creating opportunity, is when we are determined to see the potential and possibility for more than what exists today. And then when we see that potential, we position ourselves, right, to attain and achieve that more within the capacity of the strengths that we have with an unrelenting resolve. It means we will not stop until we see this thing happen. It means we are consistent, we are dogged, we are not going to give up. There could be some times of rest in between here and there, like I took, but we always come back. We always come back with an unrelenting resolve. Okay, so that's how we create opportunities. Now, what are the keys? Like I said, I was going to give you the keys to the kingdom. What are the keys to creating these opportunities? Like, how do you project present problems into future solutions? What are the keys? Number 1, know yourself. Now, in a couple of episodes ago, we dived deep into understanding who we are. And while we're here, we talked all about identity. Before we ever embark on the quest of creating opportunities, we need to understand ourselves on a deep level. And it all starts with authenticity and self-awareness, so we can create the right opportunities, not stop-opportunities. Yes, I've experienced seasons in my life where I thought I was creating opportunities, but it ended up being stop-opportunities because I did not take the time to be authentic with myself, to be self-aware, so that I understand who I am and align that with the opportunity that I'm trying to create. When I did not do that, all I did unknowingly was create opportunities. I created things that stopped me from becoming who I am now, right? But thank God for grace that He always redirects us and brings us back to where we're supposed to be, right? Because before we can create sustainable opportunity that will yield increase of fruit, we need to be able to take inventory of our gifts and abilities, because every gift and ability you have is a potential stream of income. You didn't know that? Now you know, girl. Every gift and ability that you have today is a potential stream of income. So the first things first in creating opportunities is we have to get clear. Is we have to know ourselves. Ooh, I just jumped. I just gave you the second golden nugget because I'm so excited. Okay, family, let's face it. We've all felt pain. We've suffered the losses. You know what it's like to want something so bad, but not see a path to its accomplishment. The question, however, is, do you know how to pick yourself up and move on despite what has happened? This is what I share with you inside of my new book, Good Medicine for the Crushed Spirit, a practical guide to helping you find purpose when adversity strikes. Inside this book, you will find personal stories, relatable biblical tales, and anecdotes that prove you are never alone in your despair and will inspire you to turn pain, discomfort, disappointment, or setbacks into something positive that works for you. So if you're ready to change your life in meaningful and purposeful ways, get your copy of this book today and let the transformation begin. Okay, so we have to know yourself, know thyself, number one. Number two, get clear. When we are not clear about what we want, it is hard to create opportunities that produce results because clarity precedes success. Clarity is what gives us the focus and direction. I was just on the phone right now with a very dear friend of mine, one of the few people I can count on my finger that knows me really well. And I was just saying to her, you know what, when I started out in business, started out on this journey that I'm on right now, I wasn't very clear, if I'm being honest. So I dabbled a lot into some areas that I wasn't supposed to be in, that I had no business being in, right? But then, which was not necessarily a bad thing in itself, because what happened was it taught me what not to do. It taught me that, okay, you're lacking in this area, you need to get clear in this area, right? So clarity is what gave me the direction to be on the path that I'm working in right now, because it involves looking inward and writing down what we do not want in honesty. It starts from there. When you can write, because most times when you ask people, what do you want? They'll say, oh, I don't know. Okay, so I flipped the switch for myself because I was in that category of the I don't know what I want people, right? But I knew exactly what I did not want, right? So I started from there. I started to write down, okay, look inward. What is it that you absolutely detest and you do not even want to see in your life and your future? I wrote it down. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want that. That was easier to write down. And as soon as I could get that down on paper, it gave me clarity. Automatically, I knew, okay, the opposite of what I did not want is what I want. You see how it's simple if we take our time to actually do the work, right? So number two, get clear on what you want so that you can create the right opportunity. Number three, identify and understand the steps required. What does that mean? When you sit down to identify, okay, this is the opportunity that I have in my mind. What is it going to take to get me there? You may not have all the pieces of the puzzles, or you may have the pieces of the puzzle, but you don't have the full picture. Yes, that's okay. But it's important to sit down and actually think, okay, this is what I want to create. What are the steps to get there? Right? This step is important if we are looking to create a favorable outcome from those opportunities, because we cannot sail without a compass. And how do we actually identify and understand the steps required? We ask ourselves, what do I want? What constraints do I have from getting what I want? Who has done what I want to do? And what are the risks involved? How do I measure success so that I know that I'm tracking on the right path? What will success look like for me? This is where a lot of people trip up. We see people online, we see their success. I'm literally doing the air quotes right now. You can't see me, but that's what I'm doing. And we want to replicate that for ourselves without taking the time to actually say, you know what? Who am I as a person? What do I want? What constraints do I have? Because the other person, so for example, I'm a mom. I've got 3 children, a whole husband that I love, a family that I adore. I've got friends that I want to that I have beautiful relationships with that I want to nurture. I've got this business on the side this business that I run. Now, if I'm thinking of, and this is reality, I've been thinking of starting another business. Oh, I see this gap in the market. I want to do this. But the reality is, I don't have the capacity right now to take on that endeavor, right? So that's a constraint for me. So it's important to ask, what do I want? What constraints do I have? Because I have family as well to take care of. Who has done what I'm trying to do? What are the risks if I decide to go ahead with this opportunity? What are the risks involved? How do I measure whether or not I'm successful? And what will success look like for me as a Moshola Victoria? For me, what would success look like? Not for the other person, right? Because success is objective, right? It differs from person to person. So you need to measure, create your own KPIs that will tell you what success will look like for you. Now, the next key is understanding times and seasons. Absolutely crucial if we are to create the right kind of opportunity. This is a golden key for opportunity. When we understand the times and seasons, we're able to discern when creating opportunities is most crucial. Like, for example, I grew up in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have 2 seasons, the rainy and the dry seasons, right? If you plant a seed in the dry season, you will have to laboriously do what the rain would have done for you for free. So it's important to understand what's the season I'm in. If I start this project right now, what are the factors that can ensure that my ground is watered without me having to laboriously do the watering myself, so to speak, right? So that's absolutely important that we figure that out. Another thing is we have to be decisive. We have to be decisive. So I know we've shared nugget number 1, know yourself. Number 2, be clear about what you want. Number 3, identify and understand the steps. Number 4, understand times and seasons. Number 5, be decisive. Be decisive. Being decisive means displaying a carefully thought out plan without hesitation. Decisiveness is the key to effectively executing plans and achieving our goals. Indecision is exhausting. Trust me, I've been there. And it causes procrastination. Being decisive helps us create opportunities that last a lifetime. Even if we'll make a decision, right, and the result is not what we want, it's okay. We can make another decision immediately. Staying in limbo is not a place to be. Staying stuck is not a place to be because nothing happens, nothing grows where it's stuck. We need to decide and keep moving forward. That's another golden key. Now, golden key number 6, be persistent. Now, at this point, I want you to repeat after me. I will persist until I succeed. Because being persistent is important because chances are we may not get the results the first time we try. Real talk, reality, real talk. Why? Not because God doesn't want us to get the results we want first time. It's because there are some things we need to learn. We need to become a certain kind of person who can handle the results at the end, right? So if we don't get results the first time, it's okay. We just have to be persistent so that we are determined to try continuously, even in the face of failure, until we get the results that we are after. Now, what is the prerequisite required for creating opportunities, for these golden keys that I've just given you to work? What is the prerequisite for these keys to work? For example, if you have a key in your hand, right, there's a prerequisite. If you go to the door that is not designed for that key, yes, it's a key, yes, it's a door, it will not work. If you took the key to your car and came to my car to try to open the door and get in it, it's not going to work. It's a key, there's a door, but if there's a prerequisite. I know you're thinking ahead of me now. What's the prerequisite for that to work? The power of vision, the right match. So the door must be made for the key in order for it to work. Exactly. And what gives us that prerequisite for creating opportunity? What is that door for us? Vision. The power of vision. Vision is the ability to see things not as they are now, but what they can become. Therefore, vision is a must for an opportunity to be recognized or created. Because opportunities only happen in the future. There is no opportunity in the past, only in the future. An opportunity rewards the prepared. So when we have a vision, we have to be prepared. We have a vision, it propels us to mastery, because when opportunity comes, mastery ensures that it gets created over and over and over again. That is why I said opportunity can be created and recreated, but only if the prerequisite of having a vision is there, because the vision will propel us to mastery, and mastery will ensure that we become the person who can recreate opportunities over and over and over again. And you just become this person who everything you touch turns to gold. You get the golden touch. It's not because you're special, it's because you have mastered something that other people have not. Wow, I enjoyed this episode so much. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed recording it for you. Thank you so much for being here, for always taking the time to listen over and over and over again. I do not take you for granted. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. Welcome to the Icandemy family, a place where we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. A place for people who can but don't know how. This is where we share the hows behind the things that you want to do so that you can get clear and become the woman or the man you already know yourself to be. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and until the next one, keep on shining. This episode is sponsored by our very own Mogul Mindset Training. Are you ready to embrace new experiences, see opportunities where you thought there was none, and totally surprise yourself? Because you can, by unleashing the power of your mind. Mogul Mindset System is a 5-step system that helps you retrain your mind to work with you and not against you, so you can awaken your inner giant, 10x your impact, your income, and become truly unstoppable. The truth is, you, my friend, have a superpower, your creative genius. And I'm here to make that power multiply manyfold so you can get past fear, self-doubt, and finally start working and thriving in your life and business. Ready to unleash your superpowers? I thought you would. Head over to mogul.icandemy.org. That's mogul.icandemy.org to learn more. So there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And for more content like this, follow us on our social media handles. On Facebook, it's at Icandemy, the Facebook page. On Instagram, it's at Icandemy. Or come say hello over on my personal page. On Instagram, it's at Omoshola Speaks. On Facebook, it's Victoria Wallaby. Feel free to reach out, introduce yourself, say hello. I love meeting you. And if you have any stories that you feel will inspire another woman to action, I want to hear from you. I really do. I love hearing from you. Send me an email to hello@icandemy.org. So it's hello@icandemy.org.